At Microsoft, we challenge each of our software developers and hardware designers, each of our artists and audio talent, each of our production and quality engineers to deliver on our mission to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. I'm Terry Myerson, and I lead the Windows and Devices team at Microsoft, and we're so excited to show you what we've been working on. When we think about the billion people all around the world using Windows, we realize that each of us is so multidimensional. Each of us has different interests and talents. Each of our production and quality engineers. Each of us is multi-layered to empower every person. Think about yourself. And you may be a gym rat and a gamer on the planet to achieve more. A student and a professional. I'm Terry Myerson, and I lead the Windows and Devices team at Microsoft. A fantasy football player and a soccer dad. I'm so excited to show you. You might be someone who invents solutions out of sheer necessity. When we think about the billion people all around the world using Windows to make the world a better place, we realize that each of us is so multidimensional. What unites all of us is that each of us has different interests of our each of our production and quality engineers. As creators, each of us is multi-layered. We need technology that spans every facets of our lives. And you may be a gym rat and a gamer on the planet to a student and a professional. And we're truly inspired by every person and I lead the Windows and Devices team at Microsoft. Fantasy football player and a soccer dad. So excited to show you. You might be someone who invents solutions in Bangladesh. When we think about the brilliant art, a site thriving using Windows, and it's total Windows. We realize that each of us is so multiple. I mean, seriously, when Saeed was 15 years old, he joins the Windows Insider program and starts emailing people daily with his ideas that powers think about yourself. And you may be a gym rat on the planet. And just recently, he and his two classmates truly inspired every person in Windows 10 Devices team fantasy United Nations. Consider excited to show you. You might be someone who invents freshmen in Bangladesh and India. When we think about the brilliant, these are creators who are using technology and it's total Windows. We realize that each of us is so multiple. I mean, seriously, consider Saeed was 15 years old. He's a 10-year-old girl in the Windows Insider program. Soccer player, he's emailing people daily with his ideas and answers. Think about yourself. And you may be a gym rat to us on LinkedIn. And just recently, he and his two classmates was a brilliant part of our generation. And Windows 10 he didn't just play Xbox. Consider excited to show you. You might be someone who college freshman in Bangladesh. Minecraft, computer programmers, and creators who are using strengthen her friendship. Total recovery. Realize that each of us is so multiple. I mean, seriously, consider Saeed was 15 years old. He's a 10-year-old girl in the Windows Insider program. And then there's Pearson Education and Technology. Textbook helps you about yourself. Pioneer and father reach out to us on LinkedIn. Just Pearson is using Microsoft College brilliant part of our generation. Fully Windows 10 holographic Xbox. To create cutting-edge programs. Might be someone who college freshman in Bangladesh. Minecraft, computer programmers, nurses, holographic her friendship. Total recovery. Realize this is a creator who's building revolutionary new ways. He's a 10-year-old girl in the Windows Insider program. And then there's however many players represent you, textbook helps you about yourself. Whatever hats you wear, whenever you work, just wherever you refuel yourself. We build Windows to be your place to create and play. Windows is your think tank, your office, your studio. It's your archive, gallery, and workshop. It's your arena. It's your sanctuary. And above all, Windows is your kitchen table where everything just gets done. With Windows, we want to create real depth at both ends of the human experience, how we work and how we play, alone and together. With the initial releases of Windows 10, we began laying the foundation with Windows Ink and the pen, with Windows Holographic and HoloLens, with Xbox on Windows 10. And because we understand that your information is digital treasure in this online world, we've been continuously updating Windows to secure your identity, your information, and your devices. Today, we are so humbled by the over 400 million people that are now using Windows 10. That's over 600 people who chose Windows 10 every minute of every hour of every day for the last year. And they've spent over 200 billion hours of their lives on Windows 10. There's been a 500% increase in gaming on Windows 10. And there are now 3 times as many developers building apps for Windows 10. And because we're so inspired by Saif, Carrie, Pearson, and countless other creators who rely on Windows 10, we have set an even bolder ambition. 15 months and 400 million users later, we are going to multiply your productivity with creativity. We're going to magnify gaming with state-of-the-art competition. So today, I'm so excited to announce the next release of Windows 10 that will ship this coming spring for free to every Windows 10 device, whether you own one now or buy a great new one this holiday. You're going to find unparalleled new ways to create and play. You're going to find new experiences that place your most important people right at the center of your digital life. And you're going to find new experiences for the creator in everyone. And that is why we have named this release the Windows 10 Creators Update. Now, as much as we wanted to show you everything in the update, there's just too much innovation to walk through it this morning. So we're going to focus on the three most important areas in the Creators Update. First, we're expanding on our vision for mixed reality, which includes virtual reality, augmented reality, and holographic computing with 3D for everyone. So each of us can create, share, and experience 3D and mixed reality. Second, gamers can experience the best in 4K gaming and in-game broadcasting. And third, everyone will have a faster way to connect and share with the people who matter most, their family, their friends, their collaborators, and fellow gamers. Let's take a look at the first, empowering everyone to be a 3D creator. Microsoft Office on Windows has always stood for helping you be your most productive self. We're the silent partner who's always working in the background so you can get the work that matters the most done. Today, for most of us, productivity is defined by 2D emails, documents, spreadsheets, and slides. We think in 2D. We grew up with 2D color by number. We output in 2D. Yet the next generation is growing up with 3D right from the start. Last month, I attended Minecon, our annual Minecraft event, with 14,000 attendees. I watched thousands of kids interacting fluidly with their 3D Minecraft worlds, editing in 3D with ease, moving around the 3D world as naturally as we scroll through a document. With the Creators Update, we asked ourselves, what can Windows do to unleash the 3D creator within each of us? How can we help you use 3D to think new thoughts, to gain new insights, to accelerate new learnings? Please welcome Megan, our product leader who has been pioneering our 2D to 3D journey within Microsoft, to show you the possibilities with the Windows 10 Creators Update.
Creativity. I guess you can say we've been at it for quite some time. What begins as the tiniest flicker of an idea has the power to evolve into something you'd never expect. Every day, we get the chance to look around and wonder, what if? How can we bring our ideas to life? Creativity is a part of us. It's woven right into our DNA. Once we allow our boldest ideas out, they can find their place in the world. And our world is three-dimensional, full of perspective, shape, and depth. So isn't it time we started using all of those dimensions? 3D helps us to see more, to create more, to understand each other. Technology is my canvas and my source for inspiration. Now, it's given me a place for new ideas to take shape. 3D means sharing with one another in a totally different way. We've always been creators, and our next evolution is here. Imagine what you'll do.
Humanity's progress has always been marked by our creativity. Creativity is a fundamental human need. We create to evolve as a species, to express our biggest ideas. We create to solve problems, and we create to tell our stories and to stimulate our minds. At Microsoft, we believe if we can empower the world with 3D, we will unlock a new era of creativity that can enhance your ideas and your storytelling. A new era of innovation that allows you to work seamlessly across your screens and into the physical world around you. A new era of computing that enables each and every person on the planet to achieve more. I'm Megan Saunders, and today we're going to show you how anyone can create, share, and experience 3D. I'm proud to announce with the Windows 10 Creators Update, 3D is for everyone. Now, everyone is a big goal, so where do we begin? Let's take a look at a video featuring our next generation of creators.
Come on in.
How you doing today? Good job.
When I first heard 3D, I was like, it'll probably be really hard, or like bubble letters. But when I saw this, I was like, whoa.
Look at that. Wow, look at it, just popped in.
Yeah,
So I
wow.
love how they've added those clouds.
We think that if we can enable the creation of 3D content easily for people, that we can unlock a whole new ability for the way that they can create and for the way that they can learn new things.
It's a lot more accessible and it feels more modern. You don't have to be an expert because literally in like 5 minutes or less, I was just making whatever I wanted.
Other 3D programs have like giant toolbars at the top, and it's hard to find just one thing to do. This, you just click on the object and all of the options just pop up instantly.
You're able to mix 2D images with 3D images. So I took a picture of myself, like a little selfie, and I put my face behind it. So it looks like I'm floating in outer space.
I really loved the magic selection tool, which I could use to take a photo from real life and put it into my art.
In that playful nature of creating, they're learning at the same time. Creativity leads to learning, leads to innovation.
So in the remix exercise, we each had our own surface with paint on it. We passed it on every 5 minutes.
I started off with this really cool robot three-dimensional object, and it became this flying bunny character, and I thought it was super cool.
Today I was working on the Statue of Liberty with clouds and an airplane and New York City behind it.
I actually have the Megalodon tooth, and I scanned and actually imported it into the drawing.
I always wanted to work in 3D, and now I can.
3D is for everybody.
One word to describe this experience:
Intuitive.
Simple.
Inspirational.
Empowering.
Dynamic.
epic.
Kind of mind-blowing, I guess.
I'd say it's revolutionary.
% of people aged 12 to 24 believe that creativity is one of the most important things. And in fact, they value it 14 points higher than prior generations. It's this next generation of creators that has inspired what we are about to share with you today. If we can enable them to connect the ideas from their minds to their screens and then out into the world, we could build this amazing new platform for them to create in new ways, to learn, and to enable them on a path that they might not have otherwise chosen. So let's begin with creation. If we truly want to make 3D for everyone, then we need to make 3D creation as simple as taking a photo or a video on your phone. Imagine, if you will, that I am on vacation, and I have gone to visit my brother who lives in San Diego near the beach. And I just watched my daughters, Maddie and Marina, make this beautiful sandcastle. And I want to capture what they created. And today, I would be limited to taking a photo or a video. But let's take a look at a new way. I'm going to show you how we can capture this castle, this sandcastle, with our Windows Capture 3D experience. Now here you can see the sandcastle is taking shape in front of me. I'm not only taking something from the physical world and making it digital, I'm also taking something that would have been temporary and making it permanent. We all know that as the sun goes down at the end of the day, you'd have to leave your sandcastle behind. But with the magic of scanning, we can take this temporary memory and save it forever. Today, I used HP's Windows Phone, the X3, but we envision this experience on any device. Now there it is. I just made a 3D object using my real world for inspiration. But what if I want to get a little more creative? In order to do that, I'm going to use a very special member of the Windows family. Paint is a phenomenally popular app. Over 100 million people use it every month. It is also a program with a lot of history. Over its 30 years, Paint has appealed to generations of aspiring digital artists. For many of us, Paint was the first digital arts package that we ever used. Its simplicity enabled everyone to create in 2D. I am excited to announce that with the Windows 10 Creators Update, we are introducing Paint 3D. Now, some of you might have had a chance to preview Paint, but for the rest of you, I'd like to demonstrate how we're making 3D creation easy for everyone. Now, the most common scenario in Paint is to crop a photo. So here you can see I've got a photo of my daughters. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this into a 3D memory. So let's start with a crop here using our Magic Select, which allows me to remove the background from the photo and just keep my daughters. I'll arrange this and I'll move my background over. Now, I'd like to add a few more memories from that day, and I have just the perfect item in mind. That exact same sandcastle that I just scanned moments ago is now a 3D object in Paint. Let's go ahead and get my daughters in the scene here. I'll move them over. Now, I don't really want them sitting in the back. Fortunately, because we are working in true 3D, I can easily move them into the right depth of the scene. There we go. Now, I'd like to add a tree, and the web is always a good place of inspiration for that. So another way that we are making 3D creation easy for everyone is with remix3d.com. This is a community we're building for people to share, discover, and be inspired by 3D. So you can see here we are on the homepage, lots of original creations and some featured artists. And you might also notice that we have some things that were made in Minecraft. Minecraft is an incredible game that really captures the imagination of its audience. Inside the game, people explore, craft, and create in a rich 3D world. With the Creators Update, not only will you be able to export your creations directly from the game, but you'll also be able to 3D print them from right here in the community. Now, it's important when you're a creator that we have a variety of content to choose from. So as I scroll down, you will also notice some objects that were created in SketchUp. Now, SketchUp has been a long-time believer in 3D for everyone, which is why we are excited to announce our partnership with Trimble to bring SketchUp and their millions of creators and creations from 3D Warehouse to be part of our community. But I came here to look for a tree, so let's get looking. There you go. So you can see there's a variety of trees, and I'm going to go ahead and select this one here. Now, what you're looking at now is a concept that we call boards. Boards allow me to collect 3D objects from across the community and save them for use for later. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one to my inspiration board. I'll go ahead and grab one more so I have some options. And let's go ahead now and get these back into my scene. And the way we're going to do that is here. What you're looking at now is the community directly integrated into Paint. We've made it easy for the community to be integrated into any app or experience. You can see the exact same homepage we were just on moments ago. And I also have access to my own personal content, including that inspiration board that I just added some trees to. So let's take a look at that. And I'm just going to drop that tree in. Perfect. Let's move it over. Position that a little bit. Okay, it's looking better. But the top is a little empty, so I'm going to go ahead and add a cloud. And to do that, I'm going to use what is my personally favorite tool, the Doodle tool. The Doodle tool allows me to take any 2D free sketch with a pen and instantly turn it into 3D. There we go. Now, for the sake of time, let's move over to a scene that I've advanced a little bit. We all know that there are two sides to every story. And in this case, here is a scene that my daughters have been working on from their own memories of that day at the beach. Now, my girls have been early testers with Paint all along the way, and one of their favorite things to do is to create their own personal emojis. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this emoji and I'm going to do a little bit of remixing and make it my own. And I have just the person for inspiration in mind. So let's start with some paintbrushes and the oil brush here. And I'll just color along. We've made all of the 2D pens and pencils. We've enabled them to work on any 3D object. There we go. So that's a pretty good looking beard coming together. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some sunglasses. And I'm going to use what we call our sticker tool for this. The sticker tool allows you to take any 2D image and effectively stamp it to a 3D object just like a texture. So there you go, two very simple operations here. I was able to customize and personalize my own emoji. Thank you. So I'm pretty excited of this. Of course, when we're proud of something, we want to share it. So I'm going to go ahead and publish that to the community. And you can see I have an option to share that on Facebook. So I will go ahead and do that as well. And let's give it a second. And now let's go out and check it out on my Facebook page. Now here you can see my timeline, and there is my 3D memory that I just created in Paint, viewable on Facebook for all of my friends and family to see. We've just shown you new ways to create and share in 3D, but that's only part of the story. 3D is a great medium for expressing, and it accelerates comprehension to people in their, so let's take a look at how it's valuable to people in their everyday experiences. Over the next year, you will see us integrate 3D across our most popular Microsoft applications. Let's start by taking a look at PowerPoint and see how 3D can enable you to be creative and productive. I'd like to invite Heather, one of our product managers, out on stage to give us a sneak peek.
Thanks, Megan.
Hey, Heather.
Let's jump right into this presentation I've been making about the common fig tree. Now, I've already captured my key points, but now it's time to add some 3D magic to really drive these points home. I'm going to start by inserting a fig tree, the star of my presentation. So to do that, I'm going to click on the Insert tab. Now here you can see all of the things that you'd expect, but we've added a new option to be able to insert a 3D model. Just like you saw in Paint, I have full access to the 3D community directly within PowerPoint. So I spotted my fig tree, and I'm going to click Insert. These are the exact same steps that I would have taken to add a photo or a video, but with 3D, I can change the perspective and the scale to tell the story exactly the way that I want to tell it. So I'm going to move this guy to the center and give him a spin. That looks really good. 3D also enables me to engage my audience even more by adding animation. I can easily do this in my presentation. I'm going to start by duplicating the slide. And then I'm going to move and rotate the tree to highlight the part I want to focus on. I'm going to scale this guy up. And I'm going to get the back angle. And I really like this top-down view. And then I'm going to click Transitions and select Morph. Here you can see PowerPoint does all of the heavy lifting for me and creates a beautiful 3D transition. Now, to save some time, I built another version earlier, so let's have a look at my finished work. We're viewing this in slideshow mode so you can really see the content come alive. I can zoom in on a very specific part of the tree to talk about a detail. And I can mix and match 2D and 3D content to illustrate my point. And here, this would have taken me forever to find the perfect angle in a photograph. But with 3D, I simply rotated the tree to match exactly what I was looking for. As you can see, 3D and PowerPoint are a perfect match. The improved engagement and understanding that 3D provides, paired with the great presentation tools, it's so easy to convey your ideas. We can't wait to see the stories that you'll create using 3D and PowerPoint. Thanks, Megan.
PowerPoint is just one example of more experiences to come with 3D. Now, we've shown you with the Creators Update how we can bring objects from your physical world into your digital world. Now, let's take a look at how we can take this rich 3D content and break it free from your screens with Microsoft HoloLens. I'd like to bring out one of the designers on our team, Taj, who's going to help us demonstrate this.
Hey, Megan.
Hey, Taj.
Hey, everyone. All right.
Microsoft Edge was the first browser to bring inking to the web. And now it's the first browser to fully embrace 3D for everyone. On HoloLens, Microsoft Edge becomes this incredible portal for digital content to enter into your real world as a hologram. Now, we've got a camera here that allows you to see all the same holograms that Taj can see just from his viewpoint.
That's right, Megan. Here on HoloLens, we have the same awesome community that we showcased earlier today. And in it, you can see Megan's creation. But what's really exciting is this is mixed reality. We can take this creation and put it right into this space. So I'm going to go ahead and select it. And I'm going to place it right about here. Awesome. Looks good, Megan. Nice job.
Now, this creation started as a real sandcastle that we captured, edited, and enhanced, and now it's back here on stage as a hologram. With Windows 10, you can move your content seamlessly from your real world to your digital world and then back again. Let's take a look at another example with the leader in home renovation and design, Houzz. Today, we want to show you a proof of concept that demonstrates how Houzz users through Microsoft Edge on HoloLens can preview products in their own home before they buy.
So I'm a huge interior design fan, and I absolutely love the fact that we can bring objects into our space and check them out before we make a big decision. I've got a couple bar stools here. This one looks good. I'm going to select it. And I'm going to place it right about here. Great. Let's see what a set looks like. I'm going to bring in the second one and place it here.
The ability to take a digital chair and break it free from the screen means that Taj can purchase with more confidence, knowing that the chair will fit in his home. While HoloLens works with the space around you, virtual reality immerses you in the digital world. With the Windows 10 Creators Update, powerful and affordable virtual reality is coming to everyone. We're bringing a whole new set of affordable virtual reality accessories to your Windows 10 PC. Now everyone can create, view, and interact with 3D objects and mixed reality, from augmented reality to virtual reality and everything in between. Taj is now going to put on one of these virtual reality accessories. Let's see how the same Windows experience we just saw on HoloLens now carries over to the virtual world. Taj is standing here with me on stage, but just like that, he's transported to a beautiful house on the coast.
So I'm so excited to share with you all my virtual space, but just quickly note there's a version of me there on screen so you can follow along in the experience.
And because this is Windows, wherever you choose to go, you'll always have the apps you know and love with you.
So I've created this massive screen where I can watch my beloved Sounders play. Go Sounders. I love those guys. They just made the playoffs, so I'm pretty amped about that. And then on this back wall here, I have a shelf of all my favorite apps. And to the right, I've got Microsoft Edge open up with the community. That's the same community I showcased earlier in the HoloLens demo. And from that, I was able to pull Megan's super awesome 3D memory and place it here on the shelf with me, all in virtual reality.
Windows 10 makes these connected mixed reality experiences possible, allowing Taj to take a 3D memory that I created in Paint into his real world with HoloLens and then into his virtual world. But VR also allows Taj to create new memories.
All right, Megan, I've got a great idea. Let me call up Holotour. And I've always wanted to go to Italy and check out the architecture there, so take us to Rome.
Here, Taj is outside the Roman Pantheon in HoloTour. VR is an amazing place to enjoy the many 360-degree videos that are available on the web. HoloTour is a special experience that takes that idea even further and allows you to explore and interact with new places. It was made for Microsoft HoloLens, but here it is in virtual reality running with Windows 10.
So this is incredible. I absolutely love this space. And what's even more amazing is that it's interactive. So I'm in front of the Pantheon. Let's take a closer look.
This is just one of the many examples of places that you can visit in HoloTour, and one of the many experiences that Windows 10 and mixed reality enables. That looked like a great trip. Thanks, Taj.
Megan. Thanks, everyone.
With the Windows 10 Creators Update, we took a sandcastle from the real world, captured it as a digital memory, remixed it with Paint, shared it out on the web, brought it back into the real world as a hologram, and then into virtual reality. Our content is no longer confined to a digital or physical form. It has evolved. By making 3D for everyone, our digital world starts a new, more human journey. Imagine what you'll do.
Thanks, Megan. Our tech industry talks a lot about the democratizing effects of technology. And I think we all just saw that happening right here and right now. With the Creators Update, our partners, including HP, Dell, Lenovo, Asus, and Acer, will be shipping virtual reality headsets like Taj just demoed. These headsets will be the first and only to ship with inside-out 6 degrees of freedom sensors. Unlike every other virtual reality headset in the market today, this means there'll be zero need for a separate room, zero need for a complicated setup. And while those other less immersive accessories today cost over $500, sometimes, most of the time, requiring a new expensive device, we are announcing today that these Creators Update accessories will start at just $299. So with the Creators Update, you and the millions of others Windows 10 users can turn on your laptop and immediately start scanning in 3D, start printing in 3D, start creating in 3D, start sharing in 3D, and start experiencing mixed reality. So now, let's talk gaming. That wasn't a Foo Fighters concert, or a political convention, or the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. That was an esports tournament. Last year, more people watched the League of Legends Championship, a Windows PC game, than the World Series. Young gamers are now spending twice as much time watching people broadcast their gameplay than they do playing games themselves. This year alone, Minecraft videos have been watched over 50 billion times. I think half of them could be by my son. Game viewing is just now a real social phenomenon. And this type of passion and innovation is inspiring us to build on the long-term commitment that Microsoft has had to gaming almost from our very beginning. Think Flight Simulator 30 years ago, or Gears of War 4, Forza Motorsport. Think Solitaire, or our new Xbox One S, a Windows 10 device that we've designed for the best console gaming experience. Since its launch 15 years ago, Xbox continues to deliver serious fun, no matter where you play, in your living room, or now your Windows 10 PC. The Windows 10 Creators Update, we've designed it for esports and game broadcasting. Whether you're one of the millions who love watching the most elite gamers battle it out in esports, or whether you're an aspiring creator aiming to reach millions of viewers with your own gameplay broadcasts, Windows 10 will be your platform for gaming glory. Please welcome Jen from the Xbox team to show you what's new with gaming in the Creators Update.
Thanks, Terry. How y'all doing? All right, let's talk gaming. I'm Jen McCoy, known on Xbox Live as Reardon Steele. And gaming has been a big part of my life ever since I was in school, and I'd stay up late every night playing games with my friends. So as you can imagine, working on Xbox is a total dream come true. I have 3 announcements today, sharing with you what's coming for gamers with the Windows 10 Creators Update. Let me start with game broadcasting. As Terry explained, the popularity and time spent watching gaming is through the roof. And we know there are many reasons why people watch gameplay today. Sometimes it's to check out a new game before they buy it. Other times, it's to learn how to play a game better, to get through a certain level or beat a particular boss. And in a lot of cases, they're watching for pure entertainment value. It can be just as much fun watching the person streaming as it is playing the game yourself. As a spectator, it looks something like this. My college buddy Jason, he lives back in Texas. And we don't see each other in person very often, but we keep up with each other through our shared love of gaming. Here, I'm watching Jason broadcast his gameplay of Forza Horizon 3. He's streaming using a service called Beam, which makes it really easy to watch and to interact with the person broadcasting their gameplay. In fact, Jason has set it up so that people watching can suggest what he do next. Now look at the buttons on the bottom of the screen. You're going to see one there that says Go Off-Road. I'm going to click that button, and you'll hear me suggest to Jason that he take it off-road.
Time to off-road that vehicle.
There you go. He totally listened. Takes backseat driving to an entirely different place. Now, watching other people stream their gameplay is easy, But it can be a different story if you want to be the broadcaster. For a lot of people, the idea of broadcasting their own gameplay can be really intimidating. They've got to download and set up the software, learn how to configure a stream, and then, of course, how to get folks to actually watch. So here's my first announcement. With the Creators Update, we're making it so each of us can become a game broadcaster because we're building Beam broadcast technology right into Windows. Pretty cool, right? Let me jump into my own game, and I'm going to show you how it works. Forza. All right, here we are in Forza. Before we start driving, I'm going to show you how easy it is to start a broadcast. I hit Windows G on my keyboard. That's going to bring up the game bar. And then I'm going to move it over here to the side so I can easily see the broadcast window while I'm playing. Then all I have to do is click this button and start broadcasting. Just like that, we're live. It's that simple to start a broadcast right from Windows. Now, any of my friends or followers can watch me broadcasting my gameplay. Now, I want to ask you all to keep an eye on that chat window on the right-hand side. So there's my first viewer, no pressure. Hey, DJ Strafe, what do you think about Forza Horizon 3? Beam is an amazing service to broadcast with because there's virtually no lag between my broadcast and what viewers are seeing on their end. So DJ Strafe and I can have a conversation. It's pretty much real time. And we're starting to get more viewers, and that's because Xbox Live is letting my friends and network know that I'm playing. It's helping me build out an audience. All right, I'm going to pull off right here. It's a beautiful viewpoint. Now, on Xbox Live, we have this thing called clubs. They're a way for people to come together around similar interests. My club is called the Racing Texans. It's made up of people who are from Texas and who enjoy racing games. And everyone in the Racing Texans, they were all able to see when I started broadcasting my gameplay. And they can tune in from anywhere, whether they're on their Xbox One console, on their PC, or even out and about on a smartphone. As a broadcaster, that means I can build out a substantial audience for my stream because it's super accessible. All right, I think I need to pay attention.
Notice the chat window.
Those are my friends telling me to pay attention to the chat window again. So Storm Yeti is saying that I should tell y'all about custom tournaments. So let's do it. Now y'all know that competition and gaming go hand in hand. And we see that every day with the massive interest in esports. Terry talked about how many people watched the League of Legends Championship this past year. And that's like the pinnacle of video game competition today. There are also hundreds of smaller championships and tournaments held every year, typically organized by game developers or professional tournament operators. They're the ones who determine the entry qualifications and the rules of play. But now we want to bring another level of tournament competition to players on Xbox Live, one where you determine the rules of competition. So here's my second announcement. With the Creators Update, we're giving players the ability to create custom tournaments using Arena on Xbox Live. All right, let's go back to my desktop. I'm going to open the Xbox app and show you how it works. All right. So we want to give gamers the ability to create their own tournaments and challenges, just like you would do if you were setting up a fantasy football league or joining an intramural soccer team. Custom tournaments are a great way that you can compete against your friends. You don't have to qualify for a professional tournament, and you don't have to track everyone's scores offline. Arena on Xbox Live is going to do it all for you. So the first thing I need to do to set up my tournament is to pick the game. I'm going to pick Killer Instinct. KI is a popular fighting game where you square off against an individual opponent. And with the tournament structure, my friends and I can determine which of us is truly the gaming master. All right, I'm going to call my tournament the KI Throwdown. And let's see, I'll open it on Xbox Live and extend it to all my friends. Then I need to choose a game mode. I'm going to go here with classic bracket approach. All right, tournament style. Single elimination or double elimination? Single, definitely. You lose, you're out. All right, let's set it for tonight and create my tournament. Invite is out, and the countdown to my tournament begins. It's all integrated with Xbox Live, so the service will compile stats and determine the winner. taking the administrative work off of my plate and letting me focus on playing, and maybe a little bit of trash talking. The best part is, it doesn't matter which device my friends choose to play on. Whether it's an Xbox One console or a PC running Windows 10, Xbox is bringing players together and giving each of us the ability to set up our own custom tournament. So that was a look at a couple of new things that are coming with the Creators Update for gamers. But you don't have to wait until this spring to get in on the action. There are plenty of amazing games playable right now on one of the most popular Windows 10 gaming devices, the new Xbox One S. Starting at only $299, the Xbox One S has been the top-selling console in the US and several other markets for the past 3 months. Let me show you why. So here I am on Xbox One S playing Forza Horizon 3. Now, when I play it on my Xbox One S connected to a 4K television with high dynamic range, this game looks particularly stunning. The detail on the car is incredible. And you can actually see the sparkle and reflection off the sand. And of course, if you want the highest possible visual fidelity, you can play games like Forza Horizon 3 and Gears of War 4 on a Windows 10 gaming PC. And with the Xbox Play Anywhere program, when you buy one of these games, you get to play it on both Xbox One and Windows 10 PC for no additional cost. Your game saves, your progress, your achievements, they're all saved on Xbox Live and shared across both platforms. Now, for those of you who balance your game playing with a little movie watching, you can also watch 4K video via a streaming service like Netflix or with the built-in 4K Blu-ray player. That brings me to my final announcement. This one is especially for you audio enthusiasts. I'm excited to announce that Bitstream Audio Pass-Through, including Dolby Atmos support, is coming with the Creators Update for Blu-rays on Xbox One. We're building Windows 10 to be the best platform for 4K gaming. And with the Creators Update, we're building it to be the best platform to enable each of us to become a game broadcaster. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, Jen. So the passion of your game broadcast fans and the bragging rights of an esports athlete will be yours on your Xbox or PC with the Windows 10 Creators Update. Now, when we take a step back and see Megan creating with her daughters, or Jen racing with her Racing Texans Club, and look across all of our lives, the common thread between our most productive and our most fun moments are our people, the ones we share these moments with. Magic happens when we collaborate with our coworkers. Magic happens when we play with our friends. Yet today, our people are confined within individual applications, specific social networking apps, your email app, texting apps. With the Creators Update, we are placing people at the center of your Windows experience, right where they belong. We want to inspire true creativity and true connection. Please welcome Allison to show you some of her team's work in the Creators Update.
Thank you, Terry. Hello, everyone. My name is Allison O'Mahony, and I've spent much of my 15 years here at Microsoft thinking about how to support stronger human connections through technology. And today, I am proud to show you how we are placing people at the center of Windows. Over the last decade, we have seen an incredible explosion of ways to connect with people across our devices. What started with the delightful simplicity of email has now grown into a patchwork of applications and services, from Facebook to SharePoint, from Messenger to text, from Skype to LinkedIn. Each network bringing increasingly innovative ways to connect with a growing network of people. And while the benefits of our growing social networks is very clear, it also comes at a cost: complexity. When we talk to our customers, we see a universal truth again and again, that most of our communications happen with a few key people. These are the people who matter most in our day-to-day lives. It's the moments we share with these people that define us. For me, that's my husband, Peter, and our twin girls, Jillian and Taylor, Vicky, a close co-creator at Microsoft, and my friend and neighbor, Parul. Yet today, these people are peers amongst the infinite other people. They are buried in our apps. They get lost in the complexity. So we asked ourselves, what would it mean to prioritize our most important people in Windows? With the Windows 10 Creators Update, we will give you a faster way to connect and share with the people who matter most on any Windows PC. Let's take a look at how the simple presence of your people will give you a faster way to share, a simple way to cut through the noise, and a new way to feel closer to the people who matter most. I want to start with a common task on Windows, sharing. Our goal is to make sharing in Windows as fast and easy as possible. And while it's not complicated today, there's a lot of steps involved. I still have to find the content, launch the application with the person that I want to share with. I have to find that person in the application, attach the content, and send. With the Creators Update, we'll change this. What if you could simply drag any content directly to Vicky, view the message, and send. Couple steps and you're done. Doesn't matter if you want to share a document or a PowerPoint, picture, or video, the friction is reduced by taking out the steps of making that connection. We will also carry that principle of connecting you quickly to your important people across Windows. The Windows sharing experience in any application will now understand my people. So here in the Photos app, we see my daughter skiing, and I want to share this video with my husband. I can quickly ink a message, sharing my excitement that it's almost ski season. It's a big deal in our house. And when I'm ready to share, I go to the share charm, and of course, my people are there, including my husband, Peter. If I want, I can add a message, send, and I'm done. With the Creators Update, we will give you the fastest way to share with the most important people in your life anywhere in Windows. The next problem we wanted to tackle is something we can all relate to. It's the overload of communication that comes from being so accessible to so many people. It's all too easy to miss the communications from the people who matter most. Those few important people get lost amongst the many. How many times has a coworker or your partner or a friend texted saying, hey, did you get that mail that I sent you? And too often, we just miss it. With the Creators Update, we're going to bring multiple communication applications together and filter them by your most important people in one simple place. We'll start by integrating Mail and Skype and introduce SMS Relay from Windows and Android phones. We'll quickly add Xbox Live and Skype for Business, and of course, making it extensible by our partners. So when I get that urgent text from my husband, Peter, who's currently at the store on his phone and trying to get in touch with me, I'll see it right on my desktop. Then it's one tap to view the message, and in one simple place, I can change from Skype to the Mail app, which provides me with a view of my inbox dedicated just to Peter. I can see the mail he's referring to, read the content of that mail, and then quickly respond in the app of my choice. Here, I respond back to his phone using Skype, letting him know I support our daughter Taylor's choice of a unicorn cake. It's a big decision. With Windows 10 Creators Update, we will give you a way to cut through the noise so you never miss a moment with your most important people. Finally, these people aren't just who I talk to most frequently. They are the closest people in my life. And too often, technology obscures that human connection, the emotion that these relationships represent to us. For these important people, how we communicate, it matters. The Windows 10 Creators Update will introduce shoulder taps, little nudges that can help you express what you're feeling right on the desktop. Whether that's my daughter Jillian reaching out with a heart and a smile, My daughter Taylor with a playful unicorn created in Paint 3D, of course. Or even my coworker Vicky saying it is time for me to get off the stage with a mic drop. With the Windows 10 Creators Update, we will give you a faster way to connect and share with the people who matter most on any Windows PC. In your life, you put people first. Now Windows does too. Megan, Jen, and I have had a chance to show you just some of the highlights coming in the Windows 10 Creators Update, but there is so much more, and I want to give you a sneak peek. Thank you.
Thank you. So with all due humility, I want to share our goal for Windows 10. It's to have the effect of the Gutenberg press on this next generation of computing. We want to free 3D, free mixed reality, free esports and game broadcasting, and so much more for everyone. This week, we are releasing early builds of the Creators Update to all of our Windows Insiders. If you're not a Windows Insider yet, please join us and help us shape this future as part of the world's largest collaborative software project. Now, for technology to serve all of us, we need to ensure that there are devices for each of us. There has to be a breadth of devices to meet the needs of individual creators like Saif and Carrie, to organizational creators like Pearson Education. A breadth of devices to meet the needs of the most professional creator to the youngest creator. So we work harder than anyone to make sure that there are devices for everyone, all around the world, at all price points. Phones, tablets, PCs, two-in-ones, game consoles, mixed reality devices, IoT devices, and more. Because it is our mission to ensure that everyone, everywhere on the planet can achieve their potential at work and play. And every now and then, in pursuing our mission, we see the opportunity to create a new category of device, like we did with Surface, like we did with Xbox, like we did with HoloLens. And we seize these moments to create something so much more than a product. We seek that special alchemy when a device and software pair perfectly to create something new, to create a profound experience. Please welcome Panos, our leader of Microsoft devices.
When I grow up, my sister's an engineer, and it's really cool. And I want to be just like her.
When I grow up, I want to be a jeweler.
I've got this really awesome music teacher. He DJs on the weekends.
Did you know my cousin makes clothes? She designs them and everything, and it's super cool. And that's what I'm gonna do when I grow up.
I told my teacher that Drew Brees doesn't do algebra, but she said that he uses X's and O's.
My neighbors have a robot, and it's super cool. And that's why I want to build a robot when I grow up.
My older brother always got in trouble for doodling. And look where it got him.
People think my sister makes computers, but she says she brings imagination to life.
That's funny. You guys pump me up. It's cool. I love that video. There's a bunch of reasons why. I got to share it with you really quick. And there's this idea where the product helps bringing all those people's ideas to life. Like, that's a very, very cool thing to see, and that momentum's real in that. And when you see people doing amazing things like that, it kind of gets you thinking, now, that's what we do it for. You know, whether it's HoloLens or Surface or Xbox or Surface Hub, all these devices are bringing this experience together in such a delightful way, and people are loving these things. Favorite part about that video, absolute favorite part. At the very end of that video, watch it later, that is the mechanical engineering team and the actual Surface design team working together, creating Surface on a Surface. We often talk about how products that we make are nothing more than a reflection of the people that make them, the people that use them, and the people that love them. That's what these products are. And they are meant to be seamless in your life. I met a gentleman. I want to tell you his story. He inspired me, and I can't see any of you, but he's here. Lawrence Douglas, are you here? There he is. Hey, bud. I'm going to talk about you. I hope this doesn't get hard, but give me just a sec. I met him not too long ago. He's a super fan of Surface, which is just exciting. We learn so much from you, and you talk to us, and we hear about it. And for those of you watching at home, that's a big deal. We take that feedback, we learn. Lawrence came in, but he came in to tell me what he loves about it. Now, he's a father of 4. He uses a Surface Pro 4, and you know, he works at USC, the University of Southern California. You put all this together, he comes in, he says, Panos, I'm so busy, it's unbelievable, I'm moving. But I got this Surface Pro 4 and I started taking it to work. I stopped using my laptop, like a lot of you here. And I start to move from station to station. I do my work, I'm a little bit more versatile. Key, that versatility. Then he goes on to tell his stories. I get home, I open the kickstand, I sit back, I watch a movie with my wife, my kids. It's pretty awesome. Here's the moment that turned for me when I heard his story, because we hear that story a lot. Here's where it turned. He then went on to tell me more stories about how he's a basketball player. Well, that's cool. And he said, throw me a basketball. Right when I get it, man, I know what to do. Now that's innate. That's something he's known growing up. And then he says, hand me a Surface pen. And something just came out. This idea where he used to write growing up to create, and that was such a powerful thing for him. Translating to now a digital pen that he puts on a screen where all of that comes back. All of it. And now he's telling me how he's creating again. Yeah, you can't imagine how I feel when I hear it. That entire summary is kind of representative of what we talked about 2 years ago. So let me just take us back for just a second. This conflict we talked about when we were launching Surface Pro 3, not sure you remember it, but it was when somebody would walk into a store and they didn't know. They needed a laptop. You were told you needed a laptop, but you were told to buy a tablet because that's what you should want. And you'd walk into the store and you'd ask the RSP or the salesperson or even your IT department, hey, what should I have? And the answer should be, well, what do you want to do? That's completely gone. We launched Pro 3 and this momentum in this category just spiked. The 2-in-1 category is created, folks are running after it, and this versatility is just exploding. It's awesome to see. Now we have millions and millions of people every day using a Surface telling us their story. It's a great story, like Lawrence. And now you have the Creators Update coming. Just bringing this pen more to life, bringing touch more to life, bringing that versatility, the ability to create more to life. Last year, we introduced the Surface Book. You remember that? We had some fun doing that. We had a good time. Now, Surface Book today, we're pretty proud of this, but you know, and I can throw a bunch of data at you, but let me just simplify. Surface Book today has the highest user satisfaction among any current Windows 10 machine out there or any MacBook. All of them. It's way past. The question is why? Why? Why is that? How is that? It's that same versatility you needed in Pro 4 coming to life in that device, but more importantly, that familiarity that we all have in the laptop form factor and that stability you get from it is real. But the fact that you can take the screen off and hand it to somebody, the fact that you can just do that and show them your work, or take it off, remove it, hold it, and write, like as if it was a legal pad and you were the best lawyer on the planet, and you might be, but even if you aren't, you could pretend to be. It doesn't matter. That's the versatility. This is my little guy. This is Kostas. That's a picture his sister took. It's, for me, the essence of the product. And I'm so proud of this kid. He's such a good kid. He drives so much in me to think harder, work harder, but here he is learning. Every single night he takes this posture, every night. We're still lucky. He doesn't hide in his room. He does it right there in the living room. He lays on the floor. He does his work. I don't know how. His brain is firing. He's working in OneNote, and he's sharing with his teachers real time. You see that software experience coming to life, but more important than that, you see his brain firing full speed, learning full speed in ways he couldn't do before. There is no paper and pencil for this kid anymore. It's very, one of these things where you just take it and you go, okay, this is what it was meant to do. People reverse it, and you know what? When he's done, he reverses it back and he starts typing. But his emotion, his learning abilities are changing here. Now with Surface Book, we've been lucky. We have a bunch of great customers. They've been giving us a ton of feedback. And that feedback includes, hey, how to make the product better, and we do that as much and as fast as we can. And it's been pretty awesome to see the uptick in how excited people are. But there's another set of feedback that's been coming in. It comes from gamers. They want more frame rate. They just want it. I don't really get it, but they want it. Engineers, they want to spin more parts in CAD, and they don't want any lag, 0. They want to render beautiful parts real time all the time. I don't get that either, but they do. And we hear it. Do you know what everybody asks for? Don't answer. It would be awful if you were wrong. I'd feel terrible. Everyone asks for battery life. Everybody wants more battery. It actually doesn't matter what device you're using. Everybody asks for more. So here's what we did. We took the Surface Book, and we took the high-end product portion, so the top-end SKU, if you will. We took the Core i7, and then we gave it more. And we fit it in the exact same beautiful design you wanted. Take a look. To the Surface Book lineup. This is the most powerful Surface Book yet, by far. It has over 2 times more graphics than the highest-end Surface Book SKU on market today. So we're doubling the performance. It essentially has 3 times more than that of the highest-end MacBook Pro 13, so just to put it in context. It pushes a full 1.9 teraflops. But we didn't just update the processor on this product. We made 2 fundamental moves, improvements, all essential to the details. The first thing I really need to point out is this isn't just picking up a processor and dropping it in. I mean, that's not what we're talking about. We had to make full thermal redesigns of the product, but one of the critical dimensions of the product happens to be the envelope, the design. We talk about how people love the versatility, and that's why the customer satisfaction is so high, but all that versatility, don't forget, always comes in something you want to be proud to hold. Something that you believe is beautiful, something you want to show other people. That's just a truth in product. And so, we doubled the performance, we redesigned the entire thermal system from the inside. We add essentially a second fan, but we're able to move air faster than ever before with a set of hyperbolic cooling fins in the back of the product. So therefore, we can pump up that performance for you and give you everything you need. Here's the other thing we did, fairly simple. We put more batteries in the product. We gave you 16 hours of battery life, 16. Now, Surface Book is pound for pound, without any doubt, the most performant laptop on market. Without any doubt. There's no other product, nothing, that has that level of battery, that level of competition, that many pixels, in that like form factor, nothing. It really is the ultimate laptop. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. We really think you will. You can pre-order it today, no doubt. Get out there and pre-order it. You're going to get this product in November. And it's for the people really pushing performance. This is it. This is the top-end product that we want. If you want the top end, go after it. But here's the deal. Not everybody needs all that performance. They just want that performance and versatility. There's a Surface out there for every single person. I'm sure of it. Don't forget that. And with the Creators Update coming, and when you see these products continuously getting better, moving faster, helping you drive harder, bringing everything there is to Surface to the table. If you haven't tried a Surface, please go get your hands on one. Get out there and get one. They start at $899 on Surface Pro, and then you can get into Surface Book for $1499. All right. We're going to change gears just a little bit. You guys want to hear about a new product? Yeah. I'm glad you are pumped, sir. Turns out I am too. So today was always going to be about more than book. It was going to be more than pro. It was going to be about something new, and we're going to share that now. We totally believe that Surface changes the way you produce, the way you create, like my little guy, the way you learn. It just changes how you operate, and it moves seamlessly through your day. It's about you at the center. It's a reflection of you and what you want to get done. About being creative. It's about being productive, and that's what we drive for. I think that's critical. The product I'm going to show you today takes all of that just one step further. It's going to seem pretty familiar. It's going to seem familiar. But it's going to feel different. I believe in this thing where your ideas can be one of your most valuable assets, each one of you. I believe that. I also believe that this product will help you bring your ideas to life. I'd like to introduce you to Surface Studio. This is Surface Studio. I love this product. Isn't it gorgeous? Take a look. Every time we show it to somebody, we get this. I never like saying a product's beautiful because it's kind of weird, but I gotta tell you, I'm gonna show you at home. Like, take a look at that. Every time we show somebody, I think we hear, hey, man, that thing's beautiful. And take a look. So when you look at this product, there's a few ways to kind of wrap your mind around it. I'm gonna walk us through a few of those right now. So first thing to note is we really did build it for creators. We built it for professionals. It's meant all these ideas, it's meant to transform the way you're gonna work. It has to. It's what it's meant for. It's gonna help you produce. But I think in its essence, in everything we designed it around, is we wanted to transform the way you create and think about creating. It's kind of built, when you look at it, you can look at both of these, but you look and it's built to pull you in. And I'll explain that, but it is all fundamentally made to immerse you into the content or to the creation that you want to work with. And I think that's something to kind of understand as we walk through. If you can remember that, that'd be helpful. Start with the screen though, because if you can see how thin it is here, this is a forged aluminum enclosure. The lines are seamless. When you have a chance in the showcase later, get as close to this product as you can. I want you to look at every subtlety here. There is a collection of so many details that you will not see, and they all come together so beautifully on the product. But start with the enclosure when you have a chance, take a look at it. It's a fully embodied aluminum enclosure. It's housing the thinnest LCD that has ever been created at 1.3 millimeter that sits in this product at this size. You have to think here, we reinvented the backlight, the prism sheets, the color filters, the polarizers, the glass itself, all coming together. There's a ton of work that goes into this screen that I think you can kind of feel. You can kind of feel it. But if you take that 1.3 millimeters and you take that aluminum chassis, this is the thinnest 12.5 millimeters. This is the thinnest desktop monitor ever created. And of course it has touch. Of course it has touch, but ever. Take a look at the front of this product. It's a 28-inch diagonal. That's 28 inches across. It pushes 13.5 million pixels. That's about 63% more than a 4K TV if you're doing the math. On this product, you want to be able to see everything at all times, no matter where you are. The only thing you won't be able to see on this screen specifically is a pixel. And the reason for that is the closer you get to it, we want to keep you there. Have you ever walked up to a high-definition TV and got a little too close? You have, clearly. And it's kind of blurry. That's not good for you, by the way. Just get further back and get perspective. You've done that, and it just gets more beautiful, and you can find that perfect distance to your TV. This product, no matter where you are, the closer you get, I think the more refined it gets, the further you get, the more perspective and beautiful it gets, and it stays with you. That's critical. If we're going to keep you in that space, if we're going to keep you immersed in all your content and what you're trying to create, I think that's vital. I think that's vital. So now let's talk about the colors on this screen. Because when we talk about this idea where you can't see a pixel and you need to see all your content, you also need to be able to see life as it was meant to be. So we call this true color. And we designed the product for the depth of color within it. And it's kind of going to show you a few things as I walk through this. But the idea is we want to render the deepest reds possible. We want to bring you the truest blues possible. We want to bring you the most vibrant greens you can live with to just bring the real world as you know it. Okay, think if you're a movie director. If you're making your movie, if that's what you're doing, you want to make it as the world's meant to see it in real color, in real life. That's critical to you. Or, if you're the person watching what was intended from the director, you want to see that intent. It's like in real life, when you take a photo, don't you want to see the beauty of the photo when you get it? Don't your memories come back with that? All those senses are firing, and color being the deepest and richest one. So this product, with its 13.5 million pixels, with a bunch of color calibration that we do with Surface to bring it to life, we're able to get you the most depth you can possibly find in these colors. That then allows the creator to make exactly, or render the world, if you will, as he or she believes it needs to be rendered. Now, with the integration with Windows and the device, and you hear Terry talking about how those things come together and things light up, here's a subtlety for you. If I just click through here, you're going to very see some, I'm going to keep clicking. You're just going to see a difference in the screen, just slight subtle changes. Now what I'm doing is I'm moving from DCI P3, which I think many of you understand, it's cool, to sRGB on the fly. Why? If I'm going to create in those deep colors, but I'm not sure if my customer or who might be watching this movie has the ability to push this much pixel at somebody, or this much beauty, or this much depth. Keep in mind, there is no monitor in the planet like this one. There's 99% better color than the monitors on the planet. So there's this world where many are living in sRGB. So when you do create, this idea where I just have one flip, and as I'm creating and writing, and I'll show you that in a bit, you will find yourself saying, okay, here's the beauty of the colors, the depth of the colors, and then here's what it might look like if somebody was using sRGB. I think that's a pretty cool way to design. Okay. On top of the color, we call it true color. This idea of immersing you is important. This is a 3:2 aspect ratio. You can see that. You get the depth of color in it. Think of it as 4 14-inch displays stitched together, kind of bringing all the information you need right in front of you all at once. The idea that you can see more patterns, the idea that you can get more information all at once and stay in your product, that will lead you to draw better conclusions. That's real. When we say your ideas are your best work, it's critical that we keep you there. It's critical that you can see everything. I'm going to show you something subtle here, but sometimes, and we've talked about this, sometimes the most subtle things can have the deepest impact. Hey, Cortana, bring up the Surface Design doc.
Here's the document about Surface Studio Design.
Okay, so I'm going to just open this document and show it to you. This is Microsoft Word. You're probably familiar with it. I am going to just flip over one page to show you something. I'm holding an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. That seems, this isn't like a magic trick. I'm just holding a piece of paper. This paper looks eerily familiar to what's on the screen. The reason I'm showing you that is the device itself has 192 ppi. It is tuned perfectly with Windows to scale it to true life. So if we were going to bring you true color, what was the other physical pieces we can bring that triggered that innate sense where it felt so familiar? Well, at 8.5 by 11 and 12, check this out. That is the exact same product that you see on the screen there. That's a 1-for-1 match. Subtle, yes, but important. 1 inch on this screen is 1 inch in real life. What you see is really what you get. This whole idea of print preview is completely gone. As you get into this and you work in it, you stay in it. You stay in it because it's your real work. And then Word comes in, the Microsoft Office team, and they refine their product so much to bring Studio to life that you get these unbelievable feelings. Look how clear it is as I flip through here. Isn't that cool? It's just got this smooth scroll, and if I wanted more information, I pinch it, and I can see so many documents all at one time. Whether I'm reading a book, whether I'm working through this Surface spec, or I just wanted to get to a certain section and just absorb it, I think it's critical. Now, we talk about immersing you in this product quite a bit. And so the best way to kind of deal and think about that, as I'm going to show you, is to think about the screen first. And we talked about the depth of the screen. We talked about how big the screen is. But really, if you're going to design around a screen, and the team called it designing a floating sheet of pixels, we want you to see this product for the pixels you're working on, for the screen, for the experiences that the software is bringing to you. What that means is the hardware has to disappear into the background. It has to fade away. But how? I remember with the team how we would sit and talk every single night where we had to make the product acoustically very quiet, keep somebody in. But we also knew it had to be visually very, very quiet. And so how do you do that? Take a look at these chrome arms. When you can see them, this is important. These chrome arms were meant to completely fade into the background. Now, you'll see light hitting them now, and they look beautiful, and we're proud of that, and the design team did an incredible job bringing that to life. But what they really do is they're meant to reflect the entire environment. Why? Because when I'm in front of it, when I'm gaining perspective, or when I'm up next to it and I'm drawn into what I'm doing, that's all I should see. The rest should fade to background. Everything else should be absorbed behind me, which was critical. Now, it wasn't just the screen and the floating sheet of pixels. It was also about power and performance, and we know that. If you want a great product We got to bring you all the pop you expect in a performant product like this. We spent tireless night taking the air out of this product, integrating a 270-watt power supply, an NVIDIA 980M GPU with a 12K on the 3D Mark, for those of you who know what it is, a Core i7 quad-core in the product, a 2TB rapid hard drive, 32 gigabytes of memory, 3 interlinked fans with unprecedented cooling, unbelievable, an Xbox protocol for wireless controllers built into the product, and 2.1 surround sound speakers. It all fits perfectly in this perfect little tiny box with only one cable coming out the back of it. We then allow for what we call the 4 floating points of contact on the base of the product, that base you just saw. And that unkinkable cable that comes out the back is locked in. So when you want to move the device, can you see how effortless that is for me? If I want to do a show me scenario or show you scenario, I can move it any way I want and just kind of show you whatever you want, but those are those four floating points that are critical. Now, many times, we can read out specs, I can tell you how performant this machine is, and it is. It is. It has been phenomenal to use. No question. But performance, a lot of time, it's just more than specs. I can do a performance demo, and you've seen those. But it's more than specs. It is about keeping you in the moment. If we're going to have you creating, if you're going to be producing, if you want to stay uninterrupted, you have to find different ways to utilize the product. One of those should be voice or conversation. Built into the product itself, there is a linear mic array that sits on the product. So I can say from across the room what I need, whether it's locked up or not locked up. You can talk to this device. I think that's pretty cool because for me, I use Cortana all the time, and it's pretty meaningful. It keeps me connected to what matters most. Like here's my best example today. Hey, Cortana, add Get Mary a gift to my list.
Okay, I added that to your list.
Okay, I operate in this function. So you know, it's Mary's birthday today. She's my wife. It's October 26th. I'm in New York with all you fine people. She's in Seattle, probably watching right now, so happy birthday. But to get this gift was important to me, and to stay connected was important to me. You see how I bring it up here just by calling Cortana, and it integrates perfectly. This now integrated into Wunderlist, which is really important to me. If you haven't tried Wunderlist, give it a shot. All my phones, no matter what platform you may be using, all your phones, your Surface products, any PC, you have Wunderlist on it, and that list now carries with me, so I can remember to get Mary a gift. I feel like some of you are judging me because you think I haven't bought Mary a gift. This is a demo. And I did get Mary a gift, and it's nice. And so I'm just going to, it also says I'm rehearsing for presentation, so just to make the point, I've already done that too. Okay, that's bringing in Cortana. But that same idea to keep you connected or keep you moving or keep you productive, we also integrated a Studio HD camera. We call it the Surface Studio camera for a reason. We really focused here to bring you high-end video conferencing. That was the goal. We wanted to bring auto exposure to you. We wanted to make sure we brought the perfect face space rendering of color to make sure you look great or as good as you can, or maybe what it looks like in real life. And I'm sure it's great. And it also brings Windows Hello for you and your family if you were to use this product at home, and I think it's pretty impactful. Between the camera and the mics, to keep you immersed and keep moving, I think it's pretty important. Now, this is Surface Studio. It's beautiful. We think you're going to love it as is. It's got the best screen in its class. The performance is going to be unmatched. The Cortana and Skype integration, Microsoft Office coming to life on the product, Windows and Office together have never been better on any given single product ever. What do you think of Surface Studio? Okay. We've done this before. Surface has always been about more. It was never as simple as just a desktop. Pro was more than a tablet. Book, it's so much more than a laptop. Even Hub, it's more than just a whiteboard. All of these are category-defining products. Why would Studio be different? Studio is made made to bring out the creative in you, made to define a new category. It's not just another beautiful PC. It is a product that was made to help get you to your most creative point. You. You. It doesn't matter how you create. Now, let me take you back. Do you remember David William Hearn? Remember last year I talked about David William Hearn. He's a composer. He makes symphonies. He inspires me. What a lovely human being. But he makes his symphonies on Surface. Let's try this. Hey, Cortana, play David William Hearn.
Playing David William Hearn.
Take a listen. God, so beautiful. Now, do you remember? We talked about David. He makes beautiful symphonies on the world. Aren't they creating? Screen. Now this is Surface Studio. So I walk you through it, but this is really a new way to create. It's a new way to produce. It's absolutely a new way to work. It's meant to turn your desk into a studio. That's what it's going to do. Now, the idea behind it is we want you to be able to move effortlessly between those perspectives of drawing, drafting, up to typing, back through, so you can move through your motions and nothing gets in your way. It was designed in a way where this hinge had to come to life, and there was so much around it. And those arms that disappear in the background, they play this critical role. There are 80 custom parts in those two arms, each having 80, which is critical. Creating a zero-gravity hinge. What does that mean? Basically means it's weightless. And that's critical. Because what we have is a 13-pound display with all its thinness and the aluminum enclosure that we talked about. But we have to make it as simple as possible. You can pick any angle. We have a counterspring system in that same base we talked about earlier that allows you to put it in any position you want. And if you wanted to draft, and if you wanted to create and get really into your product, we talked about the screen. So the closer you get to it, the more powerful that becomes for you to stay in it because it's so clear, and that clarity was critical. It was critical. So I'm going to bring us to the Surface Pen now. This is one of my favorite devices on the planet. I think it's making a difference in so many people's world. We're seeing pens catch up digitally everywhere. I think it's just awesome. People are writing again. I believe that writing pulls out creativity in many of us, almost all of us. Put your pen to paper, and it's meant to be innate. It's something you have always done. But then take Microsoft Office, and let's bring up that studio document one more time. So I'm going to bring up the studio doc, and I'm going to walk you through some of the technicalities of the pen here. And we'll bring that up for you. So this is that same document. Try not to take too many pictures. There's a lot of pieces coming together here. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out and take just a different look at the collection of images here. I'll probably come here, and this is the design for thermal that we're looking at, which is cool. Now, if I want to edit a document in that real-time editing, have you seen this with Word? It's a very, very cool way to look at it. I'm going to do this in red. You don't actually have to do anything anymore. The idea where you pick up a pen, put it down to paper, and start writing. And remember, put it down to paper. This is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. What makes this demo kind of weird is I'm a lefty, so I'm sorry about that. And you know, I write weird, but I'm going to just show you some positions so you can kind of understand where I'm able to put my arm down and relax the way I want to. Now, this is Windows working, what we call palm rejection, where it's so important that when you lean on this device and you get all the way into it, if you're going to immerse yourself, nothing wants to bring you out. And then I write. Now, look at the latency, meaning the speed of the ink coming out of my pen. All you can see is the ink and how smooth it is. So we'll try it here. The idea of I'm able to write at full speed, the idea behind that is the latency we talk about is about reducing it to the least amount of milliseconds so you could never feel the difference between a real pen and ink coming out of it onto paper to a digital pen and the ink coming out. That crossing of the analog or the physical and digital world that you heard about today is just as real on these devices. And it's critical because it kind of brings us to a pretty cool space. Now I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to get to the end of this document because this is really how I work. I'm a creator in documents. I know that sounds weird, but that's what I am. I read a lot. I write a lot. That's how I create. Every night I do writing. In the morning we have some meetings and I tell my stories to the team and we inspire products and we go drive for the best we can be. But I do writing and it's super meaningful to me. This document can do the same thing, but let's just step back and look at what Word and Office is doing for now me editing a document. So this spec is meaningful to me. This spec is written by a gentleman by the name of Peter. He's one of our product leaders, and he would have put this spec together. If I wanted to give him feedback or edit something, if there's something I like, imagine how you can just simply scribble and the entire paragraph knows I'm trying to highlight it and it just comes to life. Pretty cool, right? Or, Pete, I don't like this part of the document. Just scribble it out, and it goes away because it's not what was intended in the document. Part of Windows. I know that sounds like a lot of words, but what it means is it's built right into Windows. As I hold it down, can you see right here in the middle of the screen, if you bring this up, you can see that here I have the dial essentially on my screen in front of me. This allows me to select different things within Windows. In this sense, I'm going to show you a new product called Ink Replay. You'll notice my ink went away on the screen. That was purposeful. But watch as I move the dial to the right as the ink comes back on the screen. If you can see my hand and you see the ink coming to life behind me, now here's what I love about this. I can recreate this ink or I can take it away at any given time. But if the team gets this document and they want to replay my emotion, you can see it because it came out of my hand. If I had typed that message, you would not have the inner pieces of what came with it. Those 3 exclamation points may not look the same. The writing may have looked faster or slower, which is important. Let me show you another cool trick. If I just come here, this product comes to life with the scroll wheel. So as I scroll, can you see this flipping? Just moving my hand and flipping through. Showing you how the device works off the screen, and we're going to show you how it works on the screen in just a minute. But if you have a Surface Pro 3, if you have a Surface Pro 4, if you have a Surface Book, this mode of interaction is for you too. So don't worry. If you already have one of those, you can grab a Surface dial, you can turn up your volume, turn it down, change the brightness, scroll through your document like I do here. You can do all the magical things that the dial does for you to help you create. Now, in a world where I end my creations in Word, there are others out there that start their creations in Word. I have a dear friend here who's got an awesome set of pieces in comic book world, if you will. Well, he calls them motion books. Please give a warm welcome to Ben, the Madefire CEO. Hey, Ben.
Hey, Panos. It's good to be here, man.
There you go, man. Oh, you got your own pen?
I'm good.
All right.
Thank you. Madefire is all about storytelling, and in particular, comics. We love comics because they're such a powerful storytelling format. They are literally words and pictures. We've built a platform that enables anyone to make a digital book we call a motion book. And motion books have motion, sound, and depth. And to create a motion book, it's really important to have a digital workflow. And I'd like to show you how that works on Studio. So here we go. Let me get into my studio here. Great. I've got my pen. So I make a book called Mono, which is about an ape man. Of course, don't we all? And my first step is to write the script. So I'm going to jump into Word here. This is my Mono script. I'm pretty happy with my script. I'm just going to pick my pen, and I'm going to focus on this area, close up of Mono. Hopefully you can see that. And the step after the script is to work on thumbnails. And thumbnails are a sketch of the action. So I'm moving from words to pictures. So I'm going to put in Mono here. So I'm going to put in his shoulder and his back, bit of a neck, and his face. He's a pretty hairy guy, so there we go. Bit of an eye, here, bit of hair, nose, and a mouth. That's not too bad. And I've got a caption, which I'm going to pop up here. And I've got a dialogue, which I will put here. So I'm pretty happy with that. And here it's very simple to do. But previously, I would be writing in Word, I'd be printing out onto paper, I'd be finding a pencil, I'd be drawing my thumbnails, I'd probably rewrite, reprint, staple, unstaple. I've been known to lose my pages. And ultimately, I'd be scanning all of that back in order to get back to here and back into my workflow. Have none of that problem when I'm in Studio. So my next stage is art. So to tackle my art in layers, I'm in Photoshop, which is a fantastic place to do this. And this is my pencil stage. You can see that. And I'm going to go up to my 2B pencil and my pencil layer. And here I'm really thinking about Mono's expression. He's not too happy because he's being chased. So let's just get a nice grumpy jaw in. And the mouth is very important here. So it's kind of working. And he's got a strong cheekbone. Let's get that in. And I want to get a sense of where his hairline is. And this sort of strong jaw. So I'm pretty happy with that. And my next stage is to go to my inks. And inking is all about landing the blacks. And here I'm going to pick this brush that I love, which is my bone dry brush. And we can have some fun. First, I want to get this mark in here, so let's just see if that's working. So that's a nice, strong expression. And we can have some fun with dial. And I can go in here and really show you what I'm up to, which is, it's nice to see it big. So, what I love about this brush is like a dry brush. So it's a bit like a dip pen. Very good for doing this hairy guy. And I can get a bit of the shape on his jaw. And if we come right in, what I love is, Panos talked about there's no lag. It's really immediate. So I can really modulate between my strokes here. So as I come back out, you get a sense of that. And I'm pretty happy. I'd like to make him a touch more feisty. So there we go. And my next step is my color. Now, for the color, I'm actually going to pop this up, and we can have a look at it. We can get some perspective. And for me, color is about the mood, the lighting, the atmosphere, texture. And it's really good to sort of stand back at this stage and have a look at it. This canvas is just huge. You can get totally lost in there. And we talked about color, true color. It's so rewarding to see my color on this device. So I'm happy with my script. I'm happy with my art. My art's all been in one place. Now I can publish my book. So I'm going to go into Madefire. Madefire works in any browser. Here I'm in Edge. And we've got on the left-hand side our layers. We've got our Photoshop file in the middle. We've got time. And I'm just going to check my sequence here. So we're establishing mono. We've got our caption and our dialogue. That's working. And my next sequence is looking pretty good. So I'm ready to hit publish. Here's where I publish my motion book into the Madefire app. This is the Madefire app in Windows 10. Would you like to have a look at this? Okay, so I'm going to pop this around, and let's see how this comes to life. To see it up here, I have to say. Thank you. It's amazing to me that Studio makes it possible to have my entire creative process in one place. It's an incredible thing for creators and storytellers, and certainly for making motion books on Madefire. Thank you. Thanks, Panos.
That was pretty cool, bro. That was super cool. That was cool. That's cool. So you saw how Studio changes the way I work, how I create, and it has been a phenomenal product to do so. You can see how it's changing how Ben works. Now we have a ton of other partners we've been working with to bring Studio to life and to bring the Surface Dial specifically to life and that mode of interaction between the two. There's a company by the name of Mental Canvas. There's been some images around here. It's a pretty interesting company. It's awesome. Julie Dorsey's the CEO. It's this true example of where the software was built specifically for this device. This is a drawing you're looking at. This is Spring Studios. This is exactly where we are. And you can see all the dimensions in the drawing where the lines are coming out of this thing, and it's pretty beautiful. And it's an image that comes to life only on something where you're able to put the pen down, the dial down, and start creating in a product like Mental Canvas. You're going to meet Julie later. When you go down to the workshop, you'll be able to see all the details of what she does and many of our other partners. One of the things that we learned here with Dial that really kind of inspired us was the fact that when a developer, a designer, a creator, or even somebody who sits down to edit through documents and wants to move faster, the idea where both of your hands are engaged, one on the Surface Dial, the other with a pen, and you're in mode and you're immersed and you're flowing, It's very, very intense, and you can get so much out of it. We then took a few minutes working with our developers to put a small vignette together so you can see what's happening with the Surface Studio and the Surface Dial. Take a quick look.
When I saw the Surface Studio for the first time, the jaw drops a little bit.
The Surface Dial with the Studio, there's just this magic that takes place.
It's definitely redefining the concept of desktop.
Sketchable is principally designed for pen and touch input. The Surface Studio fits it to a T. With the Surface Studio, what I saw immediately was the size of the screen. Whatever you're doing, if you're trying to be productive, real estate matters. The really special thing about the Surface Dial is when we can change the color while you're painting without even picking up the tip, that's not just as good as real life, it's better.
At Bluebeam Software, we make solutions for the architecture, engineering, and construction industries. With the Surface Studio, you really have a new collaborative way of interacting with documents.
It is essentially the same angle as the drafting table. You're more immersed in the technology once you're down in studio mode.
With the dial, there's an off-screen and on-screen presence, and so I can work however makes sense to me.
Mental Canvas combines freehand drawing with 3D capabilities. You could draw on a canvas, but then you can also project your strokes into space. With Surface Studio, you just get this really fluid experience of creation that's just not possible anywhere else.
The experience so far has been seamless.
It's going to change the way that people do work at their desk.
Once you start to use it, you don't feel like you're working with a computer anymore. You feel like the computer's serving you rather than the other way around.
It's absolutely incredible. It's incredible to see. It's incredible to see how the Dial brings this product to life, how it changes the way you can think about a product like this. It's a product you can pre-order today. If you want to experience it, which I think a lot of people may, get out to the Microsoft Store, any Microsoft Store tomorrow, and the Surface Studio will be there. Put your hands on it, get close to it, get close up to that screen. Now, for $3,000, it's an incredible value. It's for the creators and the professionals out there. But it's also for anyone who wants to replace multiple monitors or somebody who uses a pad for just writing. It's got so much opportunity. I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it. I just can't. I want you to get your hands on this product. Now, it's available in limited quantities this holiday, so if you do want to get your hands on your product, you better do that pretty quickly. This is a product that I believe, that we believe, truly brings out the creator in all of us. I think it's going to enable each and every one of us to achieve more. And with that, I would like to welcome Satya.
Thank you. Thank you, Panos. It's fantastic to be here in New York City. What you saw today is the magic we can create when we take that most malleable of resources, software, mix it with hardware innovation, and birth new computers and new computing experience. But more importantly, it is about empowering everyone with a new set of tools, creating a new platform of opportunity for everyone. Each of us has an innate desire to create, to connect, to express. That's what makes us human. This is what the first computers were designed to do, to help people get more done and more productive. The last 10 years, our industry has seen the emergence of a variety of new technologies. social networks, devices, applications, services. Much of that innovation has been slanted towards consumption, helping us consume more information and media in different formats. That technology absolutely has a place in our lives, and it should rightfully be celebrated. However, I believe that the next 10 years will be defined by technology that empowers profound creation. At Microsoft, our mission is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. We are the company that stands for the builders, the makers, the creators. That's who we are. Every choice we make is about finding that balance between consumption and creative expression. I'm inspired by what I see in the Minecraft generation, who view themselves not as players of a game, but as creators of new worlds that they dream up. When we think about the future of computers and computing, we think about this generation and everyone who's inspired by them, the new forms of creativity, the expression that we can unleash. This is what motivates us with Windows 10. As we pursue our ambition to bring more personal computing into our lives, we're building Windows for each of us. One that pushes the boundaries on input and output modalities, enabling people to write, speak, see, touch, experience computing in new ways. With Surface, we're creating a new category that transforms your desk into a creative studio. A tool for creation, connection, and expression. We're also bringing together Windows with Office, Windows with gaming, all as cloud-connected, AI-enhanced, trusted experiences that span all your devices. What you also saw today was the birth of a new medium. A future where we can move from two-dimensional constructs to 3D. From 3D objects to holograms. And from holograms to mixed reality. We think of mixed reality as that ability to seamlessly share experiences across your digital and analog worlds. Scanning a sandcastle in the real world, making it a 3D object in the virtual world, sharing it, transforming it, placing it back in the real world as a hologram. We are democratizing this new medium of mixed reality for everyone. We want the artists, the musicians, the architects, the students, the gamers, the builders, the makers, everyone who creates, all of us, to help bring this mixed reality medium to life. We want to empower people from playing games to broadcasting games, from watching the broadcast to interacting with the broadcast, from capturing 3D to designing in 3D, from creating a 3D object to sharing a 3D object as a hologram, from a siloed digital and analog world to a new immersive mixed reality world. To close, I want to go back where we started this morning. What permeates throughout all of this is that ultimately technology is just a tool in the hands of humanity. A tool that helps amplify our ingenuity and creativity. New computing medias do not take shape by technology alone. It is up to the creators to seize the moment and bring technology to life. We're at this point in our industry, in our history, when a new computing platform and a new computing medium can empower profound creation. One of my favorite poets, Rainer Maria Rilke, captures it best. The future enters into us and transforms itself in us long before it happens. It is for each of us collectively to imagine the future, create it, and let ourselves be transformed by it. Thank you all very, very much. Thanks.
The spirit of creativity lives in all of us. It compels us to move forward.
So tell me, do you like Subway?
I paint with colors.
I paint with numbers.
I paint with words.
I sculpt in 3D.
I sculpt in code.
I sculpt young minds to go further.
I design skyscrapers.
I design new worlds.
I share ideas.
I share experiences.
I compose symphonies of music.
I compose symphonies of science.
What we create is more than just our work. It is our passion. Microsoft helps you turn that passion into reality with technology that is personal, natural, and intuitive. So nothing comes between you and your ideas. Welcome to a world where every person is empowered to achieve more.
So tell me, do you like Subway?
And every idea can make an impact.